CDC is monitoring 279 pregnant women with possible Zika virus infections. Doctors are monitoring 279 pregnant women with confirmed or suspected Zika virus infections in the United States and its territories, federal health officials said Friday. Of those women, 157 are in the 50 states and the District of Columbia, and 122 are in territories, including Puerto Rico. Public health officials are gathering data on the health consequences of the infection, including the rate at which fetuses develop abnormally shrunken heads and brain damage, a birth defect called microcephaly. Also on Friday, the World Health Organization confirmed that the strain of Zika virus in Cape Verde, just off the western coast of Africa, is the same strain that is spreading in Brazil. Almost 200 pregnant women in Cape Verde have been infected, and the virus has been blamed for 3 cases of microcephaly there. The rising numbers of pregnant American women testing positive, Friday's figure is more than double the previous count of 113, reflect a new case definition used by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention rather than a surge in cases, according to Dr. Margaret Hahn, the chief of the agency's Birth Defects Division. No cases transmitted by mosquito have yet been reported in the 50 states. The number of infected pregnant women in this country began rising dramatically in February, probably reflecting the spread of the Zika virus from Brazil to more countries visited by Americans. Most of the 279 women are still pregnant, Dr. Hahn said, and fewer than a dozen have experienced adverse outcomes, such as stillbirths, microcephaly or other congenital problems. A relatively small number of the infections clearly resulted from sexual transmission rather than mosquito bites, she added. But in most cases, it was difficult to determine how the women became infected because they had lived in or had traveled to areas where mosquitoes carrying the virus were biting. Continue reading the main story. Zika virus. Complete coverage of the spread of Zika virus and efforts to contain it. A 500 square foot area in Miami is ground zero for the Zika virus. August 8. Spraying begins in Miami to combat the Zika virus. August 4. Florida's $82 billion tourism industry braces for Zika. August 3. 33 U.S. service members have contracted Zika, Pentagon says. August 3. Tim Kaine, straddling dual roles, calls for Congress to provide Zika funding. August 3. See more. The CDC previously reported only pregnant women with symptoms like rash, fever or bloodshot eyes. But we've learned a lot in the last 4 months, Dr. Hahn said. At least 4 published studies have cited cases in which women with no memory of having symptoms gave birth to children with birth defects. The new case definition includes all women who have had a positive test for Zika virus, or a likely positive for antibodies to it.